Today was day 5 of 75 hard. For my workout today, I did a little bit of low intensity cardio. So if you guys have ever seen or heard of knees over toes, I don't the way that I heard of him is through Joe Rogan. He ended up coming up on his podcast and he talked about if you put like a sled, you put some weight on it, and then you walk backwards. It helps with your knees. So that's kind of the low intensity workout I did. I put some weight on a sled and just walk backwards. And, I have really bad knees. So I guess it helps. Did a little bit of it did like 10 to 15 minutes worth of that. Then I did some calisthenics, so just push ups and then crunches. So just worked on core. And then I did a plank. I tried to hold it as long as I could. After doing crunches, I was able to do a minute and a half. Not too bad in my opinion, but could probably do better. My goal is to reach 3 minutes. Things I have planned tomorrow. I'm going to be sitting down with the trainer. So there's a gym that's going to be opening up here called Crunch Gym or something like that. And they're like, hey, would you like a free class or something with the trainer? So you could kind of get some. I was like, hell yeah! I'm probably gonna tell him, hey, I want to look like Zoro from One Piece. But like I say, today's day 5. Let's get right into it. So the one thing that stood out is something I believe I talked about yesterday or the day before, which here he talks about being realistic. It's to be realistic and stop pretending life isn't like the movies. And just like how I was saying, when you're young, you could have all these dreams, and then you're old, they kind of shut you down. So like he says here, if you're 5 years old and say you want to be an astronaut, your parents tell you that you can be anything you want to be. But then if you're 25 and announce you want to start a new circus, the response is different. Be realistic. Become a lawyer or an accountant or a doctor, have babies and raise them to repeat the cycle. If you look at my chronology, it is obvious that this didn't happen until a meltdown forced it despite the requisite income. Why? The goal wasn't specific enough. I don't mind. I think this is something different, but I remember being part of it. Um, was it specific enough? I hadn't defined alternate activities that would replace the initial workload. Therefore, I just continued working even though there was no financial need. I needed to feel productive. Ekis, that's not part of it. But the the thing I was trying to mention is that first one, kind of how I talked about the other day, is that when you're young, you can want to become an astronaut. You want to, I don't know, be president. Like, yeah, go for it. When you're young, then you become 25, and maybe you want to build a business or you have this vision that you want to create, and then people are like, oh, it's not gonna work out. It's, right away they try to shoot you down. Oh, better get something that's salary, etc. Something that is gonna be there. Um, and I see. I I don't know why this happened, man. I feel like they should motivate because if they really think about it, being an entrepreneur is the way to go. That's You got to find a way. I know, of course, you can work your 9 to 5, but if you start planning a way to get out of that, that's income that you could use to invest in yourself and do something better. That's exactly what I want to do. Um, I want to set up a few things so that I can, have a better, not necessarily better life, but just have more chances. Kind of how I really love this book because it really opens up your mind a lot of ways to do different. It even helps you create kind of like they call it on here. It is called the Dreamline, and even has like the template of what to put. And then it even gives you ideas. 'Cause, like me myself, I could never figure out what what do I want, right? I don't know. Like they ask me, oh, what are your goals? What do you want to do? I'm really like, I'm not too sure. But this book is honestly helping me um kind of think about like what do I want, what goals do I want to achieve. It even breaks it down to a month. So a lot of the times people are like, "Oh, I want a Lamborghini." He actually talked about it on here. Oh, you want a Lamborghini that's about 250K. It sounds like a lot, like you need to be making a lot of money, but if you really break it down to monthly, how much would the monthly cost be? It would be like 2,500 to 3,000 paying monthly. And then it doesn't sound like a lot. Like you could really get a Lamborghini on like, what would that be? 3, 6, 9, 3 times 12, 30K. You could probably get a Lamborghini if you really think about the months. 40K to be a little bit, um not too much just paycheck to paycheck, but etc. I kind of went off topic, but yeah, that's one of the things that stood out just because I was talking about it the other day. Um, Another thing that he talks about here is whenever one of us began. So this is him. He has a friend. He has a buddy, and they call whenever you kind of start getting unmotivated. They call this being the fat man in the red BMW convertible. So whenever one of us began to set our sights lower, lose faith, or accept reality, the other would chime in via phone or email like an AA sponsor. Dude, are you turning into the bald fat man in the red BMW convertible? The prospect was terrifying enough that we always got our asses and priorities back on track immediately. The worst that could happen wasn't crashing and burning, it was accepting terminal boredom as a tolerable status quo. So to give you guys a little bit of a background, so the fat man in the red BMW convertible, this would be essentially like a person that just has a career job, just is slaving away, doing the job, and eventually they become fat. They have the BMW they wanted, the convertible, really nice, but they basically are just um the Walking Dead. They're Walking Dead. They just accepted life. They're like, it is what it is. This is what's gonna be me, and that's what they would use as a reference to motivate each other. They're like, "Oh, do you want to be the fat man in the red BMW convertible?" Another reason why they say fat man is because usually when you're doing slaving away, doing all that, you don't really put priorities on other stuff like being healthy because you just gave up. You gave up on life. You just accepted everything, kept going. And the reason this stood out to me is because I do believe that if you're trying to reach something great, do something amazing, you find somebody that's right there with you, that's every step of the way, motivated as well. Of course, they're gonna lose motivation, and you call them out, be like, "Hey, what's going on?" Or they're gonna call you. It's better to have a running partner with you to achieve those goals. Um, and then the third thing, let me see if I could find it. Um, it was towards the end, I believe. Going back to what I went off topic about is actually that's the third thing that I really like. That I really like the way he breaks it down. So determine the cost of the dreams and calculate your target monthly income for both timelines. Start thinking of income and expense in terms of monthly cash flow dollars in and dollars out instead of grand totals. Things often cost much less than expected. For example, Lamborghini Gallardo, as I was saying, a Spider fresh off the showroom floor at 260,000 can be had at 2,897 and 80 cents per month. So that would be like the monthly payments for it. And I honestly I really like this because then you can start you can basically put all the dreams you want and break it down monthly. So this is how much income I'm supposed to be making monthly to be able to do those things. Like maybe you want to do a trip every 2 months, every 3 months, somewhere nice. All right, find out how much it would cost, and then just kind of break it down. All right, I want to go every 4 months, so we can save up $1,000 every month to do that trip. It will cost like 3 to 4 thousand, etc. You guys kind of get the point. But I thought that was great. That was money. And yeah, like I said, they just kind of they help you. They even have a formula for you to be able to. This book is great. I don't know why it took me so long to start reading it. All right, what? As far as what I did today, so today I was not able to go out and door knock, so I failed today on that portion. So I went a little bit harder on the gym. Um, yes, it was a rest day, but I was still, doing more than I usually do. So usually I just kind of stretch and stuff like that to recover. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put more effort and kind of, do the knees over toes thing, low intensity cardio, so I could sweat and I don't know, just I feel better. I was in there for like an hour and a half today instead of just 45 minutes. So I put in a little bit more time. But that was it for today. I hope you guys had a great day, or hope you do have a great day since this goes up in the morning. And remember, guys, be patient. Success takes time. Thank you. Bye bye.